Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech. So I did a little customization of our company. We were called something real generic like Bell's Marauders. I thought I'd go for something that's a little more mystical, something to leave the enemies scratching their heads. What do you mean they're called the subliminal butterflies? What could they possibly mean by that? And then while they're scratching their heads, that's when we shoot them. There's not really anything in the crest that looks like a butterfly, but you know, it just kind of has to look like a Rorschach test that could be interpreted as a butterfly, I guess, so this'll do. And I colored our mechs. Our livery here is blue and black in honor of whatever the heck is going on with Belle's hair. I'm pretty happy with it. So I've had a look around the ship. We have here the ship, the Leopard. And the situation is dire, grim. We are at 980,000 C-bills. We are paying 240,000 a month in ship upkeep and various other operating costs. And that's bad. This number of pips here is the number of months that can pass before we lose the game. Now, you may notice that using the standard galactic definition of a month, this number of days is smaller than this number of days. Yeah, that's a real problem. It's going to be difficult for us to get jobs done shorthanded, but also we're short on cash. I'm a little concerned. We're going to probably have to do some hiring. Decker's out for a little less than 2 months. Alright, what do we got hiring hall-wise? So here we have a neutral reputation, indifferent. This faction has no firm opinions about our company, and we pay a standard 10% markup. What is this faction? Are these guys their own faction? They are. This is a small Arctic world, a frozen wasteland, but geothermal vents create temperate zones in which the planet's few inhabitants live and mine the plentiful mineral resources. So we could hire ourselves a pilot. Not this pilot, though. We don't have a high enough MRB rating to satisfy Rysenki Aryamaki.
Good to go.
I'm here.
Okay, well, I mean, we have access to basically just a bunch of blank slates here. Some of them have cool call signs, at least.
Yeah?
I'm wondering if we might have to do this. Like, we probably can't get missions done with just 2 people, right? Well, you know what? I don't know how much use it is hiring more people if our mechs aren't ready to go. What's the situation with the mech bay? Oh, by the way, here we have 3 mech tech points. They're generated each day, spent to repair or customize battle mechs. The tech points sort of they represent an abstraction of how much time our crew has to work on the mechs. So let's take a look at the mech bay and see what is up. Okay, we have 5 mechs. We have a Locust available that we weren't running on that last mission. Okay, so we have nothing in our storage bays. We have some ammo and stuff stored up. What is the meaning of heli in here? Okay, that's the name of the manufacturer. So this is just a medium laser. It may be that the manufacturer changes the quality of the item in some way, but unfortunately we don't have multiple items from the same class by different manufacturers to compare. So for the moment, I guess we're just going to have to wonder about that. So let's see here. The Blackjack is in fairly good shape. The Vindicator is all messed up. That's real bad. Yeah, if we can get a new head on this thing after that dude pushed his entire mech's arm through it, this thing's like ready for action again. What would it cost me to repair this guy? 19,000 in 3 days. Yeah, absolutely do that. We're gonna need that functional. These other ones look like they're gonna be more intense jobs. I can't even... Oh, we have to refit this thing. What about you? Okay, that's not that bad. I guess as long as a section's not like completely blown up, it's fairly easily fixable. So this is going to require a full refit. We lost the arm entirely. Can we... how do I do this? Can we just buy a new arm, or... Mech has one or more locations that are damaged and has unused tonnage. So the tonnage of the mech is like a carrying capacity. There's some stuff we could jam on here. Let's see. We got... what is this? This is... The spider is Decker's mech, right? So this is the one that just has the 2 lasers. We could throw some more lasers on there. The L laser... Large lasers enjoy a baseline accuracy bonus. Does 40 damage, generates 30 heat. Relative to the 25 and 10 we have over here. I'm assuming our heat capacity is not good. Relative heat efficiency of a mech is determined by its total ability to sink heat compared to the total heat generated each round. Okay, so this is not telling me my capacity. It's just telling me that my sinking ability is near my capacity. Okay, so we could armor up our mechs a little bit more. I'm assuming this is just a matter of spending money and time to put it together. We should probably repair the center torso because it's pretty screwed up. And then the question is whether it's worth like putting an L laser on here when it probably would cause us to overheat a lot. Where do I see the actual like heat capacity of the mech? Because I know this generates 30 heat, but I don't know what that means in terms of what you can actually stand. Okay, the stock loadout for this thing is basically what we have on. Yeah, I don't actually see where it says... Maybe this will give us some information. Okay, hey look, we found the tutorial button. The Mech Lab Overview. This tutorial will cover the basics of Mech Lab functionality, although honestly, it sounds like running a Mech Lab might be better for our finances. You can dismiss it at any time. Alright, tell me what's up. In the upper left of the screen, we see an overview, including performance bars, tonnage, weapon hardpoints, and jump jets. As you make changes, you can refer to the yellow bars for a quick read of overall performance. Keep an eye on the current tonnage in order to maximize combat effectiveness. There is no advantage in fielding an underweight battle mech. Alright, that right there, that's good information. Each location on a mech contains one or more weapon mounts. They're designed for only one specific weapon type, but most mechs have locations that contain more than one hardpoint. Multiple hardpoints allow options in the weapon types you can place in the location. Alright, so... we should see some of these symbols on each... the 4 points of hard types. Ballistic, energy, missile, and support. Ballistic weapons generate little heat, but require ammo that can explode if hit in combat. Energy weapons require no ammo, but generate large amounts of heat. Missile weapons require ammo and generate moderate heat, but they can destabilize an enemy. And support weapons are the weapons that automatically fire when you melee. Okay. On the left corner of the screen, yeah, we have all of the stuff that's in our inventory. You can view an individual component's information. Weight, space, and quantity are displayed in the upper right corner. Weapon damage and heat generation appear in the upper left corner. I mean, it's not referring to the weight, space, and quantity for each item are displayed in the upper right corner. That sure doesn't seem to match up with what we're seeing here, right? The text might be old, out of date. Each location on a battle mech is covered in armor that protects vital internal structure. If a location's orange internal structure number is reduced to 0, that location is destroyed. Yeah. Armor is automatically replaced after a battle, but structure must be manually repaired. Okay, so armor is replaced automatically after a battle. When we increase it via these numbers, what we're doing is increasing the threshold that it will be repaired to after each battle, not its current value, although the current value will also increase. Trade components on and off of your mech. Selecting a component in your inventory will highlight all the valid hardpoints on the mech. As you add and remove components, keep an eye on the performance bars. There's a dismount window. So we can just pull stuff off and leave it sort of hanging in space, and it won't save those changes, so we can put it back in without paying any costs. And across the team, they're helpful. Shortcuts, yeah. We figured this out already. These warnings alert you that your mech is not combat ready. I'm working on them. Actually, this extra tonnage is not one of those. You're finished. You can confirm or revert your changes. Okay. Once you've reviewed and confirmed your work order, the Battle Mechs refit will appear in the timeline as an item the crew is working on, where we can reprioritize it if necessary. And you can review this information at any time by clicking the help button. You can also talk to Chief Yang for additional information. Alright, well, that did not answer the question I had, which was where exactly do I see what percentage of my total heat capacity 30 is. But, so we can add tonnage by just adding armor. If we want to take this thing out feeling a little healthier. That might be better than trying to mount a weapon that I'm not sure we'll get good use out of. Although, this is only 10 extra heat. And if we're closing to use these anyway, although I suppose one of the benefits of running the large laser is that it does allow us to shoot at least a little bit accurately from further away. So this weighs 1 ton. This weighs 5. Okay, yeah, there's another good reason we shouldn't think about that. You know what? I'm going to put this in. Let's pop up the... Wait, it appeared in the dismount box as though I had removed it. Oh, because there's 4 slots in the box, but there's actually only 2 hard points here. Never mind. We can also mount... we can mount 2 support weapons. That's why those are there. Or those extra slots are there. Okay. Well... So we had jump jets installed in the right torso. The reason there's 2 extra tonnage is because... Or the reason there's 2 extra tons laying around here is because these jump jets are no longer installed. So we could just restore it. I guess let's just restore it. I don't really know what I want out of this thing yet. We need a little bit more combat time. So repair, install. Repair mech, remove component. Hold on. Don't mess with those components. I had taken out one of the medium lasers and replaced it with a different identical medium laser. Yep, repair. Do it.
Log and note. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I definitely want the Blackjack and the Vindicator back in shape. And once we have the Blackjack and the Vindicator together, we at least have 4 functional mechs that we can take out on jobs, which means we could hire a couple more pilots and go up to 4 active again while Decker and Bell recover. Or we could just hire 1 pilot and maybe just have some options. I kind of feel like we shouldn't go short-handed, though.
I'm here.
18,000 a month. Well,
I'm listening.
Panama here is a little bit more expensive, but has pretty good stats, I think. Yeah, alright. We definitely need at least 1 more person. So she's an Oregon commoner, and she went to technical school. Skill to repair and maintain the machines that sustain life on many marginal worlds is highly valued. Alright, 36 up front, 22 per month. Killing me, but I can't exactly go without.
New mech warriors available.
Then the question is, do we hire another one? I don't really love the stat arrays of any of the others, but I do think that having 4 people available is going to make it much easier for us to run missions. Yeah, alright. Extra hands means extra mouths, unfortunately, but I don't know that we really have a choice.
New mech warriors available.
Let's pop over to the barracks here and have a look at... Are there any
Yes, Commander.
new traits? Oh, there are skill trees. So I noticed that we were getting XP. I didn't realize each... Okay, so each stat is linked to some extra abilities. In addition to the scalars that we already knew about from the descriptions of the stats. That's interesting.
What can I do for you?
Oh wait, Glitch has multi-target. I didn't even notice that while we were in the battle. And somebody in the comments of the last episode told me how to actually use this, so that's good. Alright, we gotta go make some money. Sorry, we gotta wait like 9 days, and then go make some money, I guess. Right was the timer is 8 days. 8 days until we have 4 functional mechs. Let's pop over to navigation. The rest of this world is tectonically unstable, and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are frequent. Wow, there's a lot of detail here about this world we're on. I guess we can't really go anywhere, right? Oh no, this is the little area that we're allowed to travel in, this highlighted region. Well, we do have a contract over here. It's going to take us 12 days to get over there. So, we'll have a functional squad of mechs by then. Bellerophon has a travel contract available. The employer is offering to pay the travel costs in exchange for taking the contract. Yeah, what is it exactly? I would love to know what the job is. Intelligence confirms a lance of pirate military units is engaged in maneuvers on Bellerophon within a region we control. This is an aggressive action, and local government operations are at risk as long as this lance is allowed to move unimpeded. Okay. 172,000 is an amount that we probably can't turn down, especially since we don't have anything else on the hook. You could try to negotiate a better rate, I suppose. Heard you're a competent mercenary. We've been having some trouble lately, and if you could resolve it for us, we'll ensure you're paid well. If not, so be it. Okay, so... What exactly is the meaning of 1 of 6? Like, I get 1/6 of the salvage value? No, that definitely can't be right. Look at the way it's adjusting. Okay. The first value, priority salvage, is the number of items you may choose from all the loot on the battlefield. The second value is the total number of items you receive, with the remainder chosen at random. Okay. Be aware that if you destroy enemy mech chassis and equipment, those destroyed items will not be available as salvage. So we have to try to get good at taking out the pilots without completely destroying the mechs. So our negotiations are, we can mess with the amount of loot we get in exchange for getting more pay. We probably need both pretty badly, but I think money is probably more important right now. We might be able to sell some of the stuff we get, but I don't have a good sense of how expensive, like how much money we'll be able to make doing so. I guess let's do this. This is a considerably larger amount of money for not very much less loot, and we still get to pick one priority item in case something really cool drops. Yeah, alright.
Roger that, Commander.
I'm happy enough with that compromise. Let's do it. Now, what would be a real bummer is if I managed to get another one of our pilots splattered while we're on the mission. Sometimes things just don't go your way, you know? Alright, well, we're here. So now the dropship flies us over to Bellerophon, and then we have possibly a really, really bad time. Oh, man. You're on the Leopard's Bridge with Sumira, Yang, and Darius for the daily staff debriefing. Darius says, "We received 3 messages from the banks." Loan sharks, Sumira cuts in. "From the people who are financing us," Darius continues. "They're considering rewriting the terms of our loan so it will be easier to seize the ship if we miss a payment. As usual, they're only doing this because they believe we can't fight it in court." Yeah, they're probably right. They probably have made sure that that's the case. Jeez. I don't know that Bell is a particularly smooth dude. Educate the banks about their mistake. I'm worried that attempting to impress upon the banks the danger of this course of action could backfire. I guess let's try sweet talking. Who knows? Maybe I got a silver tongue after all. "I'll talk to them," you say, and the meeting moves on. Afterward, you record a response. In it, you explain with much gravitas that you selected each of the banks for their prestige and reliability. You remind them of your impeccable payment history. You conclude by expressing your desire for a long and fruitful financial relationship with them, hinting that you might seek additional loans when your current ones are paid in full. A few days later, the banks contact you to say their previous messages were sent in error and should be ignored. Your company has gained the following tags. Loan status, fair. Okay, that'll deter them from sending bounty hunters after us. If they send bounty hunters after us and they injure our mechs or personnel, how are we supposed to pay them back? Like, I know they don't want us to pay the loans off, but they do want us to be paying them. That's kind of the whole point. The game's gotten a little too real. Alright. So let's do the thing, right? How do we do that? We have 4 days of travel left. So I guess what we do is we press this play button and we wait. Alright, the spider is under repair, which means that all of our other mechs are basically functional. We have arrived at Bellerophon. Hold up. Before I do anything else, let's go to the mech bay and make sure that I'm not about to launch us out here with no weapons or something. Medium laser, PPC, small laser. Yeah, okay, it looks like everything is properly equipped. Okay, then I suppose it is time. Let's do the job and then get paid. You know, just for a change of pace. For the novelty of it. Alright, Lance must not be empty. That's fair. Let's pull out this locust. Two machine guns and a medium laser. I mean, we're going to take everything out. Question is just who drives what. We probably want her in that Shadowhawk. She seems to work very, very well with the Shadowhawk. Glitch was driving the Vindicator, right? Lots of guns to go with her multi-targeting, which I may actually get to make decent use of. Oh, we had a spare pilot on board already, apparently, and I just didn't notice. Well, you know what? We recruited a backup. Because, let's be honest here, there's a good chance we're going to need it. So you have high piloting. You're just kind of good at everything. But, crucially, gunnery and tactics aren't actually higher than Panama's, so either one of them should be an okay pilot for the Blackjack, I think. Here, Panama can drive the Scout. Alright. Mission type battle, biome polar. Okay, so that probably helps with heat dispersal. I'm nervous. Uncertain. Perhaps a little concerned. Okay, weapons with a plus sign next to their names have higher rarity. That's good to know. Apparently there can be more than one plus. It's a fairly simple way of conveying that things are great. Alright, unfortunately we don't really have any details. I'm assuming that this is a difficulty indicator, and that half of a point of difficulty is probably the lowest value. And hey, if we make this, we're like we're covered for, I don't know, like 11 or 12 whole days. We really gotta find some higher paying jobs. It would be pretty cool if I did not lose the game this early, this quickly, but who knows what's gonna happen.
Interface initiated.
Alright, we've got them, Commander, right out in the open. These guys are amateurs. Get eyes on them and take them out. Yeah, sure.
Reckon this'll help with the heat dispersal. Somewhat, anyway.
Yes, I reckon so. Okay. So we can probably get a good angle on them. Let's see, where's our sniper?
Aye, aye.
Blackjack has that long-range autocannon.
Confirmed.
We probably don't all want to come in from the same
Hostile
angle.
on sensors.
Yeah, what do we got? Is that a mech, or... It's just sort of triangular. We have no idea what it is. We got another reading up here that we have no idea what it is. Yeah, not great. Well, given that there's something up here and we might actually get pushed from this side, I think we probably want to move this way.
Commander. Moving out.
Alright, I was going to circle Panama around this way. What is the yellow line here? Is this the mission boundary? Yeah, it looks like. Okay.
Heading out.
So I was looking at the options, and there are a lot of sliders for adjusting the frequency of these little camera moves and stuff. I may I may turn some of these down. We don't need to see our final mech of the turn move every turn in fancy dramatic mode. Alright,
Yeah.
we're inspired, morale is high, things are going well-ish. Let's see if we can maybe get eyes on whatever this is.
Affirmative.
Yes, this doesn't seem necessary. No, don't quite have vision. It's a shame we can't, like, go into Overwatch. Alright, well, I say we probably want to just, you know, once we're in the next phase, probably just want to push forward. Have the Shadowhawk see if we can reveal this thing. Or maybe it'll come right toward us. That works too. So it's a vehicle. Not much of a danger.
What's up, boss?
With the obvious exception of the fact that, of course, it's going to reveal information about us to the enemy. Although, yeah, it's possible that the computer has all the information about us already. It doesn't... Not necessarily the case that the AI is playing totally fair with knowledge. So we've just got a galleon here. I think I am going to let it have everything. I do want to make sure I kill it if I can. Alright, turns out the Alpha Strike was maybe a little bit of overkill.
Reporting. Enemy vehicle eliminated.
At this point, I'm very much in better safe than sorry mode, especially after the last couple of things that have happened. I guess ammo's not free, so I should maybe be a little careful. But it's a lot cheaper than having to replace pilots and mechs.
Standing by.
We probably do want to fire the lasers. I definitely want the autocannons to go off. Yeah, I think we're just leaving everything engaged here. Alpha Strike him.
Confirmed.
No reason to take a hit, right?
Vehicle destroyed.
No reason to take an attempted hit, even. Just don't even let them shoot.
Waiting for orders.
Now, see, that's interesting. I'm still in combat mode. I had to switch over to sprint manually. So despite the fact that we don't actually have any enemy contacts visible, I mean, I guess they know what's up, right? I'm sure those tanks got to, at the very least, signal before we blew them up.
Commander.
That's a little sassy.
Location confirmed.
I might be able to shut this tank down right now. All of my shots would have to hit the same area, I think. We could go for a precision strike. It costs 20 morale, but I don't think that morale carries over directly between missions. Maybe it does, because we've started with pretty high morale this time, it seems like. Oh, I can only hit him with the medium laser at this range anyway. Well, I'm not going to burn morale for that, considering that the shot actually couldn't be lethal.
Guess Mama's gonna have to try it again.
Boy, she's really leaning hard into that accent, huh?
Waiting for orders.
You get a reasonably clean shot? Actually, yeah, it looks like I can. Because if I can take care of the far one, the other two mechs can take care of the close one, no problem, I'm sure. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we'll get a kill here. The front has 3 structure but 45 remaining armor. Yeah, if I hit it with both guns, it actually would kill the thing. Yeah, let's try it.
Roger.
Little called shot ability here. So we missed by a huge margin with the one. We missed by about 7 tank lengths.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Unfortunately, we're not really in a position to get close enough to them to just stomp on them. Okay, so the way multi-targeting works, as someone explained to me, and thank you, person in the comments whose name I do not remember, that's my bad. It's like we can select multiple targets, right? A and B. And then we set each of our weapons to fire at the target of our choice. So, just like the choice of which weapons to use on an attack, nothing is automatic. We are expected to actually work this out and make the decision, which I like. Well, I think there's a pretty good chance we just take him out. I don't want to spend morale again. Okay, so when we paid 20 morale, we lost 40% morale. So I guess this bar represents a maximum of 50. So yeah, we definitely don't want to spend again, because I don't want to drop below half and lose my inspired thing, which is just passively making every shot easier. So I guess just let the dude have it. That particle cannon, very serious.
I feel bad about shooting the little guys.
If it makes you feel any better, they would have shot you. Can't get anywhere near him for the stomp. Yeah, I could do indirect fire. Okay, so see, when we're standing here or here, there's a little eyeball on the tank. I'm assuming this means that our line of sight is somewhat obstructed by the trees. But if we stand back further and a little bit more to the east here, we can get a cleaner shot.
On the move.
And I mean, as far as our objective is concerned, this is the last enemy. It does seem odd to me, though. We'll see. Okay. See, sometimes I really like the little dramatic camera zooms. Okay, he managed to do a total of 9 damage. I also think he came close enough that we can try to stomp on him. Am I allowed to attack off of a sprint? No. Yeah, sure. No harm in firing the laser. Doesn't cost anything. If anything, she could probably stand to be warmed up slightly.
I hear ya.
Yeah, this is awkward.
You
Alright, let's
betcha.
also get in the trees. Just in case we manage to fail to kill this thing, which I do not think is impossible. Feels like something that could happen. So I probably don't want to bother firing the LRMs. Let's just give them the energy weapons.
You like that?
Okay. A milk run, just as we expected.
Mission successful.
Oh man, mission successful, and I actually got paid this time? Who said being a space mercenary is hard? Alright, we obviously placed our faith in the right mercenary company. We'll let you know if we have any other work for you. Okay, we get a little bit of reputation here, gained in standing in the eyes of the Mercenary Review Board, and we really almost didn't have to do anything for it. Alright, XP on all our pilots, a couple of kills spread out. It doesn't seem like kills actually affect your XP, which I appreciate. Because in games where your XP is based on actually getting your kills, stuff like Into the Breach, it can be frustrating that your more supporty characters get left behind. Alright, so the salvage agreement is I get to pick one thing, and then I will receive 3 other things of their choice. So we've got some small lasers, some small rocket launchers, ammo, which I don't think we're terribly short on. We probably don't need more medium lasers. Upgrading our long-range combat capacity, I think, is probably a good idea. We have a lot of ways of doing a lot of damage up close. Then again, SRMs do seem very good. Oh. Wait, small lasers are support weapons, right? Because if they were normal laser weapons, they'd have this icon. You know, there's some value in that. I don't think we currently have a lot of support weapons. Yeah, I'll take one of these. Nothing here seems particularly special. Maybe these will turn out to be like super valuable, or super common, and so this is maybe a wasted choice. But I think it's the thing that is the most interesting to us right now. We also received an LRM, an SRM, and a medium laser. Okay, not a bad haul. 4 items received, total value 320,000 C-bills. Now probably we're going to lose some of that value in actual trade. Nobody's going to buy them straight up for the market price when they are gently used, shall we say. It's alright. We'll figure this out. We're on our way. That contract went well. So, how do we get the next one? Let's head over here and see what Darius has for us. Go for a logistical base capture. We've been tracking the movement of several local government convoys, and that's allowed us to pinpoint their destinations. A hidden, well-defended logistics depot. This facility is a key supplier for local government forces in the region, and taking it from them will significantly damage their efforts against us. I'd like you to drop in, take the depot, and hold out against any enemy reinforcements. Seems straightforward, but maybe a little bit more combat-heavy than the last one. Give us up to 8 reputation if we do a good job, and I mean, the pay is better. And then over here, we believe there's a Canopian Lance operating on Bellerophon within a region we control. Yeah, very familiar. Well, they seem... Okay, this one requires us to travel for a considerable amount of time. Let's just do this. I know it's functionally the same mission, pretty much, but the pay is better. It'll probably be roughly as easy. Let's negotiate this. So how much... Yeah, I'm happy with the amount of loot we got last time. I think this is a good split. If we want to go for even more money, we lose our priority selection, so I'd like to be able to pick at least one item. Yeah, let's deploy. So, okay, good. It does, in fact, remember my previous loadout. This time we're on a desert, but aside from that, I really don't expect things to be too different, and we certainly weren't even close to having any heat issues last time. That said, the fact that this one pays considerably more than the last one leads me to believe that there might be, like, actual mechs, maybe a little bit of resistance. Straightforward battle. Man, I hope so. I could use another 3 or 4 of those in a row before we get back to my pilots being punched to death.
Command interface initiated.
Man, Bell has some serious plot armor, because that thing completely collapsed the cockpit. He should definitely have been basically a red smear. These guys are amateurs. Get eyes on them and take them out. Yeah, I know the deal, man. I know what's up. We probably want to lead with...
Ready for orders.
the scout,
Commander.
I guess. Let's head up here. We're pretty far out. They're pretty good sensors, though. I think, given the range, it's okay for us to end up in the open. I'd be a little more leery of performing a move like this if we were closer to them. And we don't pick up anything in sensor range.
Good to go.
That's the best you can do, man.
Coordinates received.
Well, it looks like we're going to be slowly walking forward for a few turns. And the black paint that we put on these mechs is very faded.
Ready for orders.
Can I not? Yeah, I can't get down here. I'd have to jump jet. Well, then I probably will have to. And if I'm going to have to jump jet, I may as well do it over here. Take a more direct route toward the enemy. Still nothing showing up on the sensors. We're actually getting pretty close to the site now, too.
Coordinates received.
Heading out.
I read you, Commander.
Yeah,
Coming
man,
out.
look at how slowly we're moving here. It can take forever to get across the map at this rate.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Alright. So I can't jump jet. Did I not properly install those jets? Whatever, we're fast. We'll just go back
Yes,
around.
Commander.
The Shadowhawk can't quite get back into tree cover. Hey, you know what? It's a tough mech. It's driven by a tough pilot. She can stand in the open a little bit.
Sensors have something.
What have we? A couple of bad reads.
Waiting for orders.
I do think that it should maybe not update you on the percentage of the enemy force that you've destroyed in real time. Sort of spoils the effect of not having enough information due to bad scouting.
Received.
Like on that last mission, as soon as we brought down one tank, I was like, oh, well, this is going to be easy because there's only a couple more left.
Got. Yeah.
Yep, you're going all the way back around. So it seems like 3 is a very common initiative. A lot of people have 3s. Just more information to file away to give us some idea of the value
Waiting for
of
orders.
our own stats. Let's get into cover here. I don't know what's coming. It's possible that the 2 signatures we detected initially are turrets, because they certainly didn't move during their last turn. Alright, what have we? Oh, I saw it briefly. Probably once I've seen it, it should stay visible. Doesn't really make sense that I would forget what it was as soon as it's no longer actually visible on the scope.
What can I do for you?
Just keep moving very, very slowly toward the front. Eventually we will reach these enemies. And when we do, they are going to be very sad, provided that they have not, by that time, died of old age. Wait, I still don't actually have a target. So everybody just brace, I guess. We've moved in close enough that we might eat the first shot here. Well, they're doing a really good job of making sure that we don't have actual vision. Very carefully creeping forward. Unfortunately, I just kind of think that you're not really going to get to participate in this fight very much, Panama. Although, given the rate of the enemy approach, maybe we could just stand here and wait until Panama's in better position. Oh my god, the cowardice.
Receiving you.
Alright, well, I can't get a shot on that guy. I guess the hill is between us and him.
Moving out.
Alright, it might be possible for one of them to flank me with me moving this far up, but we managed to be in the woods with eyes on several of the targets. Don't think there was a better option. Alright, well we gotta go for this guy. We're way more likely to do some meaningful damage here. Yeah, like that.
Vehicle down.
Alright, let's see what percentage of the enemy force that was. Alright, I guess it is, like, almost exactly the same mission we just did, except for, 50% more money.
Yeah. Location confirmed.
Unfortunately, I think the autocannons are probably the only guns we can actually hit with at these ranges. Oh, no, the lasers are actually quite likely to hit. And the heat effect is minor enough. I see no reason not to just fire with everything. So we could have tried to take this thing down without the autocannons. But the autocannons do pretty good work. I think we can afford to spend the ammo.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Straight up blaming me for the fact that she hasn't gotten into the fight yet.
Got it.
Alright. Show me something with that particle cannon. Well, it survived, but it certainly knows it's been shot. Oof. We're fine. And he's probably close enough to get stomped on.
I'm listening.
Check it out, everybody! Panama's here! She finally figured out where the battle was. Well, I'm contributing. Nobody can say that I didn't do anything.
What's up, boss?
Yep, I can in fact execute the stomp. In fact, I can execute it from a position where I still have tree cover.
Position confirmed.
I have to imagine this is going to be lethal.
Locked on for physical attack.
That's a whole lot of robot coming down on you.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, you can see the black on the legs a little bit. It's just very beat up.
Good to go. On my way.
And giant robots are pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
That's really all I have to say about that. Also, particle cannons are pretty cool. I could probably just never fire those missiles again, and we'd be just fine. Alright, well, you know,
Successful.
I'm not going to want to do a ton of those over the course of the game. Not a great use of our time. But for right now, for the moment, while we're regaining confidence, I think it's perfectly acceptable to take a couple of really easy missions. Yeah, decent payout. Let's see if we get any reasonable gear. Of course, experience points for everybody. And no real damage taken. So you could pick up an AC-5. Balance between long-range power and performance. It does do 45 damage. Fairly handy. Sperry Browning MG. Oh, this is a support weapon. Right, a melee class weapon. And then, of course, just generic ammo, so nothing particularly special here. I like autocannons a lot. Let's take the autocannon and also get handed an MG and a couple of SRMs. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. We are definitely going to sell off some of this gear. So if we were to run the middle tier negotiation, we would get a little bit less money and 2 extra items. I kind of think that might be worth it. We've seen the items be fairly valuable. We can do some math on it next time we're looking at a contract. All right, everybody, gather round, Darius says. After our last talk, I bit the bullet and started fishing around for uncertified contracts, and I might. Repeat, might have caught us something. Who's the client? Unknown. She didn't ID herself in the message, but she claims to be a member of the Canopian elite. She says that she's got a big job lined up, and she wants us for it. Us specifically. She called the commander out by name. Were any of the lances that we destroyed Canopian? I think they were, right? This feels like it could be a revenge thing. I'm real nervous about she didn't ID herself in the message. How would she even know about us in the first place? It isn't like we're drowning in publicity out here. Good question, and I'm betting we don't have an answer. You're certain this client isn't really a bounty hunter? Because I can list off about 5 different banks that'd all love to repossess this ship. Hey, no, I dealt with that. We're shopping for uncertified contracts behind the review board's back, Yang. Hell no, I'm not certain. But, for what it's worth, I can confirm that she's rich. She reached out to us with a priority HPG message, and those things ain't cheap. This is some new information. Hyperpulse Generator. The Hyperpulse Generator is a device capable of sending terabytes of compressed information from one point to another at faster-than-light speeds. All modern HPG arrays are owned and operated by Comstar. Okay. So this is what the value of the currency was making reference to when the game introduced C-bills to us. Well, rich is good, and I do like a rich patron. We'll meet with this new mystery client, but that's all we'll do until we've heard her pitch. That's fair, Commander. We need to follow up on this, but that doesn't mean we can't be cautious. A meeting is just a meeting. What's the worst that could happen? Please do not say things like that. What is wrong with you? Our new client vents us out the airlock and our corpses spend the rest of forever tumbling through the icy vastness of space? Yeah, thanks for that delightful image, Yang. Look, Mitch, I'll admit this is sketchy as hell, but it's also the best lead we're likely to find. If you want to follow up, plot a course to Bellerophon. The client will be waiting. Aren't we at Bellerophon? Contract to meet with our Canopian mystery client is ready for review in the command center. You know what? We're going to take a look at that next time. That's how we'll start the next episode. Also, our mech warriors have picked up a fair amount of combat experience over these last few drops. You can head to the barracks and review their dossiers and direct their training. And don't forget, you can check the state of our finances from the terminal in your captain's quarters. Boy, that's just news I don't need to hear, you know? If you ever want to change our mercenary company's name or symbol, you can do that from there too. Alright, yeah. I guess we can look at the contract now. So, travel to Bellerophon to meet the new client. Okay, not a lot of information, unfortunately, here. Difficulty higher than previous. Alright, well, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. I mean, obviously, we're taking the mission. So, come back next time to see how we get horribly betrayed. And we'll see you then.